You might imagine that the main goal of a cruise is to disembark, explore exotic locations, and gather souvenir keychains. However, there's a noticeable trend emerging. An increasing number of experienced cruisers prefer to remain on the ship while it docks. Honestly, I've completed entire cruises without stepping foot on land, and surprisingly, I didn't feel I missed out at all. So what's truly going on? Why are seasoned travelers opting to skip busy ports in favor of the peacefulness of their ship? When is it wise to follow suit? Let's delve into why staying on board might enhance your cruising experience. First, let's talk safety. Just because a ship docks doesn't mean it's safe to get off. The safety of ports can vary greatly, with some now more hazardous than ever. Popular tourist spots may attract petty crime and scams, among other issues. Before every cruise, I research travel advisories from sources like the UK Foreign, Commonwealth NAMP, Development Office, or US State Department. If I see any concerning information, I choose to stay on board. Sometimes, the pool deck presents the safest adventure available. Second, some ports are tourist traps. Honestly, a few ports simply aren't worth the hassle they bring. You might think you're arriving in Florence, but surprise, you're actually in Livorno, an hour and a half away by train. These ports frequently translate into pricey transfers, packed buses, and hours wasted just for a photo at some landmark. After a 2-hour trip to Pisa, all I wanted was a nap, not another selfie at a cathedral. It's perfectly fine to enjoy a cappuccino on board, away from the crowds. Remember, this is meant to be your vacation, not an endless sightseeing race. Third, misleading port names are a common issue. Here's a little-known fact about the cruise industry. Those charming port names on your itinerary are often just clever marketing. When your schedule lists Venice, you might find yourself docking in industrial Trieste. If it says Athens, you'll actually arrive in Piraeus, a less glamorous port town. And don't get me started on London, it's really Dover. I learned this the hard way, waking up expecting the Colosseum, but instead facing a parking lot of shipping containers. Now, I meticulously verify each port using websites like What's in Port. If it means commuting half the day, I'd much rather enjoy the ship with a cocktail and avoid transportation chaos. Fourth, overcrowded ports can ruin any outing. Imagine a nightmare scenario. Multiple megaships all arriving at a small Caribbean island at once. I made that mistake in Nassau, sharing the dock with 6 other vessels. The outcome? 2-hour lines for everything, from bathrooms to rum tastings. Now, I always check cruise timetables prior to booking. If I see more than 3 ships scheduled, I know it's time to indulge in an empty ship. Nothing dampens vacation spirits like pushing through hordes of tourists just to buy a pricey souvenir. Fifth, some locals may not want you there. It's an uncomfortable truth about cruising. Certain places are pushing back against tourism. In Barcelona, residents have protested with water guns. Venice has outright banned large ships, while in Bergen, Norway, some locals display signs asking cruisers to stay away. When I saw shopkeepers rolling their eyes at yet another wave of cruise visitors, the message was clear. Why be an unwelcome tourist when I could relax in the ship's calm? Sixth, maximize your paid perks. Here's something they won't tell you. When you invest in drink packages and spa passes, you waste money the moment you step off the ship. That $200 thermal suite pass is pointless if you're miles away on a walking tour. I learned this the hard way, realizing I'd paid for 3 days of premium coffee that I never consumed while ashore. Empty specialty restaurants and engaging crew interactions await you aboard when the ship isn't crowded. Seventh, consider your drinks package wisely. That unlimited drink package you shelled out for becomes a waste of money the second you leave the ship. You might spend upwards of $80 or $100 a day, regardless of actual use. Following a Mediterranean cruise, I calculated I effectively donated $300 to the cruise line by leaving for 4 days. Now, I plan my port days more carefully. If I crave fancy coffee or poolside cocktails, I stay on board. Eighth, Wi-Fi on port days is noticeably better. Let's discuss a modern necessity: Wi-Fi. That pricey internet package becomes unusable when the ship is full. Yet on port days, I can upload vlogs in a flash and video call home without annoying lags. I even catch up on the Netflix shows I downloaded beforehand. It's the only time on board Wi-Fi truly feels high speed. Meanwhile, Those on land are likely struggling with spotty cafe connections. Ninth, spa offerings become more enticing. Want to feel like you found a cruise hack? Book a spa treatment on port days. Those $150 massages can drop to $99. The reservations at popular steakhouses are readily available for lunch, often at half the dinner price. I once indulged in a full hot stone massage, facial, and thermal suite access, all for the same cost as just the massage on a sea day. Crew members also have more time to pamper you without rushing around. 10th, enjoy the ship's activities. Modern cruise ships feel like floating amusement parks, if you can reach the attractions. On sea days, I've waited forever for a water slide and missed countless go-kart races. But on port days, I've enjoyed the ropes courses all to myself and raced bumper cars non-stop. Crew members can reveal tricks or let you go again. Missed that popular Broadway-style show? Surprise matinees often occur while most guests visit ports. 11th, laundry becomes a breeze. Here's a tip you won't hear until your third cruise. Port days are perfect for laundry. Those usually crowded laundromats become entirely empty. I can finish multiple loads in half the time. Plus, some cruise lines run mid-cruise laundry specials, washing, pressing, and folding everything at a reasonable price. Afterward, my clothes come back folded so meticulously that I almost hesitate to wear them. 12th, the spa atmosphere is serene. The spa's ambiance drastically changes on port days. Suddenly, an overpriced massage becomes somewhat affordable with discounts. But the true value lies in the tranquility. No loud announcements or door slams interrupting services. Just complete relaxation. I once drifted off during a facial, soothed by the actual sound of ocean waves, not the usual ruckus. Here, you finally can savor the relaxation you paid for, without feeling like you're caught in an assembly line. 13th, enjoy poolside peace. This is when you realize what those pool decks are truly for. Relaxation. No towel-holding chair hogs or rambunctious kids splashing water everywhere. Just you and maybe a few fellow cruisers who got the hint. I've basked in infinity pools all by myself, with hot tubs at perfect temperatures and attentive bartenders. The best part? You won't need to battle for prime shade spots usually gone by morning. 14th, forge genuine connections with the crew. You'll never experience this during busy sailing days. On port days, bartenders can craft exceptional cocktails instead of pouring quickly. Waitstaff can share their favorite menu items, and I've had crew members teach me camera tips. Cabin stewards have also revealed hidden spots on board and shared which ports they truly enjoy. They've traveled widely, and when they aren't inundated with requests, they share fascinating stories. 15th, embrace the luxury of doing nothing. This is the secret seasoned cruisers keep. Sometimes, the best plan is to have no plan. On port days, the ship feels more relaxed. No lines, no pressure, no fear of missing out. I've spent entire mornings just gazing at the ocean from various decks, discovering serene corners I overlooked before. The buffet becomes tranquil, the library chairs open up, and my pricey balcony seems worth every cent. There was a time when skipping a port felt like missing out. Now, it often appears to be the smartest choice. While others stress over timings and taxi lines, I'm enjoying what they wish for. Empty decks, better access to amenities, and genuine relaxation. The real secret lies not in how many ports you tick off, but in fully appreciating the ship you've invested so much in. If this has shifted your perspective on cruising, please hit that like button. It aids more travelers in uncovering these insights. Subscribe for additional Real Talk cruise tips. Happy cruising, and remember, sometimes the best shore is the one you choose not to leave.